Hi everyone, I'm so excited to be back and I can't wait to be out on court and I hope to see you there.
Welcome to Tennis Pulse tennis fans. The biggest tennis tournament in the world has finally arrived, and the entire tennis universe is shifting its eyes directly to the holy grail of grass courts, the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club. As the historic draw for the prestigious Wimbledon Championships has officially dropped, a massive wave of excitement has completely taken over the sports community. There is an absolute blockbuster match scheduled for the very first round that you simply cannot afford to miss. Alex Eala, the sensational teenage prodigy representing the Philippines, is stepping onto the grandest stage of them all to face off against Mexico's fiercest fighter, Renata Zarazúa. This is not just another standard opening round match at a Grand Slam. This is a highly anticipated clash between two generational talents representing two proud sports nations. The stakes have honestly never been higher for Eala, who enters this historic tournament riding the absolute biggest wave of momentum in her entire young career. Fans from Manila to Mexico City are already counting down the hours to this epic encounter, debating who will ultimately survive the lightning-fast conditions of the legendary London grass. This video breaks down absolutely everything you need to know about this highly anticipated face-off, diving deep into the technical matchups, recent explosive form, surface dynamics, and exactly why this first-round showdown has major historic implications for both athletes. To fully comprehend the sheer magnitude of this upcoming opening round blockbuster, we first need to take a massive step back and look at the extraordinary and historic breakthrough Alex Eala has achieved over the last few weeks. The young Filipina has not just been winning matches, she has been completely taking the international tennis scene by storm. Her recent grass court swing across Europe has been nothing short of an absolute masterclass in power, agility, and pure psychological resilience. Just days ago, she shocked the world with an absolutely unforgettable, deep and spectacular run all the way to the semifinals at the highly competitive WTA 500 Berlin Open. This was the exact moment where Eala proved to the entire world that she belongs at the absolute pinnacle of professional women's tennis. During that legendary week in Germany, she did not just sneak through the draw by playing it safe. She actively went out on the court and absolutely dismantled multiple established, elite top 10 players in the world. In one of the most jaw-dropping upsets of the entire tennis season, Eala stepped onto the fast grass and completely defeated the former Wimbledon champion and world number 2, Elena Rybakina, showing a level of tactical maturity that completely defied her young age. If that monumental victory was not enough to convince the doubters, she followed it up with another spectacular and brutal baseline masterclass to knock out the world number 8, Elina Svitolina. By defeating multiple Grand Slam champions and top-tier veterans on their preferred surface, Eala sent a massive, undeniable warning shot to the rest of the locker room. Because of this spectacular and deeply inspiring performance, Alex Eala has officially skyrocketed up the global rankings, crashing through the field to reach a monumental, career-best world ranking inside the top 30. This incredible ranking breakthrough has granted her a historic number 29 seeding at Wimbledon. This marks the absolute first time in tennis history that a player from the Philippines has ever been a seeded competitor at a Grand Slam main draw. This monumental milestone changes everything because it means she is no longer an underdog looking to pull off a surprise. She is now a highly respected tournament favorite who enters the All England club with a massive target firmly placed on her back, standing directly across the net from the history-making Filipina is a player who knows exactly what it means to fight for every single point on the professional tour. Renata Zarazúa, the 28-year-old veteran from Mexico, is currently sitting comfortably at world number 76, having previously peaked at a career-high ranking of world number 51. Zarazúa is a seasoned, incredibly gritty competitor who has spent years battling the absolute best players in the world, and she is certainly not going to be intimidated by Eala's recent media hype or historic seeding. The Mexican star is widely known across the WTA Tour as an absolute defensive wall, a relentless counterpuncher who thrives on extending rallies, retrieving seemingly impossible balls, and forcing her opponents into making critical, unforced errors out of pure frustration. She plays with an immense amount of national pride, possessing an extraordinary court coverage ability that allows her to absorb heavy pace and redirect the ball with incredible depth. While she might not possess the raw, explosive knockout power that Eala generates from the baseline, Zarazua makes up for it with supreme tactical intelligence, defensive grit, and a veteran understanding of how to manage the intense psychological pressure of a Grand Slam first-round environment. When we break down this matchup from a purely tactical perspective, the fast grass courts of Wimbledon are going to play an absolutely massive, defining role in determining who walks away with the victory. Grass court tennis naturally rewards flat, aggressive power hitting, short rallies, heavy serves, and quick, decisive movement inside the baseline. This specific environment plays directly into the natural strengths of Alex Eala's aggressive game style. Eala is a clean, ferocious ball striker who loves to take the ball incredibly early, forcing her opponents onto their back feet from the very first shot of the rally. Her flat ground strokes are designed to pierce through the quick grass surface, keeping the ball incredibly low and making it exceptionally difficult for a counterpuncher to properly dig the ball out and reset the point. Furthermore, Eala possesses a massive tactical weapon that gives her a unique advantage on this surface, which is her left-handed playing style. Left-handers are notoriously difficult to face on grass because their natural slice serve opens up completely different, uncomfortable angles, specifically pulling right-handed players wide into the ad court and creating wide-open spaces for easy, dominant follow-up winners. Eala will undoubtedly look to use her powerful left-handed serve to dictate play, win quick, free points behind her first delivery, and keep Zarazua constantly guessing. For Renata Zarazúa to pull off the upset and advance to the second round, she will need to execute a highly specific, disciplined, and disruptive game plan. Zarazúa knows that she cannot stand on the baseline and try to match Eala strike for strike in a pure power battle, as that would play directly into the seeded player's hands. Instead, the Mexican veteran will look to use her exceptional court coverage to absorb Eala's heavy pace and use defensive variety to break the young phenom's rhythm. We can expect Zarazúa to heavily rely on low, skidding backhand slices to keep the ball completely out of Eala's ideal hitting strike zone, forcing the taller Filipina to constantly bend her knees and lift the ball up. Zarazúa will also look to use the depth of the court to keep Eala moving laterally, testing her movement on the slippery grass and waiting patiently for the young star to grow overly impatient and commit costly, unforced errors. If Zarazúa can successfully extend the rallies, survive the initial baseline onslaught, and make the matches physically exhausting, she can easily turn the psychological pressure right back onto Eala. When you weigh all of these critical tactical factors together, alongside their current momentum and recent tournament form, Alex Eala enters this match as the clear heavy favorite to secure the victory. Her absolute destruction of elite top 10 opposition in Berlin proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that her peak level right now is truly world-class. Her aggressive baseline game is simply far better suited for the fast, low-bouncing nature of grass courts compared to Zarazúa's traditional, clay court-oriented defensive style. While the Mexican veteran will undoubtedly put up a massive, highly competitive fight in the opening stages of the match, Eala's raw power, left-handed serving advantage, and soaring confidence should ultimately allow her to overwhelm Zarazúa's defenses. The ultimate prediction for this highly anticipated first-round clash is a straight sets victory for Alex Eala, likely with a competitive scoreline like 6-4, 6-3. Zarazúa will make her work exceptionally hard for every single game, but Eala's relentless baseline pressure will eventually break the match wide open. This opening round encounter carries an absolute mountain of pressure because of the massive, dreamlike scenario that is waiting directly in the second round. The official Wimbledon main draw has revealed that if Alex Eala takes care of business against Renata Zarazúa, and if the 23-time Grand Slam legend Serena Williams wins her respective opening round match on her wildcard comeback, we will get an absolute dream matchup of Alex Eala versus Serena Williams in the second round. The mere potential of facing the greatest tennis player of all time on center court is a narrative that has the entire sports world completely losing its mind. However, for that dream to become a reality, Eala must remain completely focused on the immediate task at hand. She cannot afford to look past Renata Zarazúa for even a single second, as Grand Slams are notoriously famous for punishing players who lose focus on the opening round. This Tuesday, June 30th, the eyes of the entire Philippines and tennis fans worldwide will be locked onto London as Alex Eala begins her historic Wimbledon campaign. Make sure to subscribe to Tennis Pulse for the fastest match updates, immediate post-match analysis, and everything related to the exciting world of professional tennis.